You never want to change your YouTube title or the description. I produce over 20 YouTube channels, and over the years, I've learned exactly what you do want to change and what you never want to change if you want to get results. So I'm going to share what does happen when you change things on your YouTube videos. And in fact, a story of a video that was spiking and I made a change in what happened there. But there are some things that you can change and I actually encourage you to change. So we're going to talk about those too. I remember the first time I had a spike, a major spike on one of my YouTube videos. I was actually on vacation in Dana Point, California, and one of my videos started taking off. We were only averaging around 1,000 views a day on the channel. And now because of one video, we had a 10,000 view day. Well, in my excitement, I took a look at that video and I noticed that there was a spelling error. In the description, there was one letter that was misspelled. Now, I knew better. I knew that I was not supposed to change the title or the description, but I thought, it's just one letter. That can't hurt. So guess what I did? I changed it. I corrected the spelling error and I looked at the analytics and the views stopped. All the views stopped. My spike was stopped in its tracks and I started to panic. This was about 10 p.m. at night. I remember that because it was an emotional time. I was so excited and then so distraught here. I wondered what to do. I panicked. I kept watching. I kept refreshing. Like, it's got to come back. It's got to come back. Okay, 5 hours went by. So now it's 3 a.m. in the morning. I haven't been able to sleep. And I decided, what will happen if I change it back? The damage is done, so I might as well try it. So I went back and I put the misspelled letter back and I hit save. The views came back. So why does this happen? Why can you not change a single letter on the title or in the description? Well, it resets the whole video for the YouTube algorithm. It's as if, oh, the old video is not there anymore. It's a new video and the algorithm has to come back and reassess it and retest it. So if your video has got several months of track record and data that YouTube knows, now it's all reset. This is one of the reasons I train so heavily on this channel of my leaf strategy, where you do the keyword research and find the exact title, because you want to stick with the title that you start with. Now let's talk about what you can change. One of the best things to do is thumbnails, and I've got some software open here. It's called TubeBuddy that allows you to do A/B testing on thumbnails. That means you can launch 2 thumbnails at the same time and see which one gets clicked on better. So you'll notice this top one, how do you know for sure, is the text we used on that one. The variation, realtors never tell you this. Now in my mind, I was hoping that the second one would perform better because I think that that creates more curiosity. Well, if I zoom out a bit, you'll see that it did. We went from a 7.25% click-through rate up to a 9.53. Now where we never want to change our title or description, you can change the thumbnail as often as you want and it won't have any negative impact on the video. If your new thumbnail performs worse, then obviously you'll get less clicks on it, but if your thumbnail performs better, that's the goal, right? We'll get more clicks. Let me show you another example. Now, Paul Jenkins' top thumbnail here, Bedwetting Cures for Teenagers. This is obviously on a bedwetting video. This was a very high performer, 8.26%. So we didn't create a variation just because we thought, we need to do a better job than this. But my team had an idea. So she put this embarrassed girl on the screen, and that's my guess as to why the thumbnail performed better. We see we got it up to over 10%, but you actually don't know what it was that caused that improvement because so many things were changed. I'm guessing 6 different things were changed here. The text was moved, and the text is a different color. It's a different image of Paul, and he's got a different expression on his face. The background is different. The girl is new. Even Paul's logo, it used to be black up in the corner, now it's white down in the bottom corner. So many different variables changed. We don't know what caused that improvement. We just know that the second one performed better. If you want to learn from these changes so that you can make better and better thumbnails in the future, I recommend doing one variable at a time. So let me show you this next one. See, both these thumbnails are identical. The text is the same. The only difference is the top one is red, the bottom one is blue. And in Utah, there's a rivalry that's red versus blue, and blue obviously wins. We got a much higher click-through rate, 8.3. Now check out this thumbnail. All we did is add some icons, and that took the click-through rate from 3.2 up to 4.99. This thumbnail's the same. We just played around with the color in the background, and that caused an amazing click-through rate of 12.73 to inch up a little bit more to 13.04. In addition to changing thumbnails, you can change the cards, the end screens, You can pin comments, you can create new playlists of videos, but just don't ever change that title and description and you'll be fine. Now, something that's actually pretty funny to me is that typos and mistakes can actually make your video perform better. The first time I learned this, I made a video where I was talking about why I hire people in the Philippines. And Scott Christopher, he's an actor, he was in this episode with me and we were talking about it, and he was sharing some of his Filipino history wisdom with us, okay? And he talked about how America saved the Philippines from Spain. Well, Filipinos see that a little bit differently, and so they commented about it, right? So we said something wrong in the video. Well, to this day, a couple years later, I still get dozens of comments every single day correcting us about that. Well, this video has so much engagement that YouTube has promoted it out, and this video has had millions and millions of views. Now, in another example, I was also talking about the amazing people of the Philippines, but I mentioned that they're a third world country. Well, Filipinos like to call their country a developing nation. So that's something I've definitely learned my lesson on. It did help my video perform better, but I like to call it a developing nation. Oh, and I've got one more example. One time I was filming with Chris Crone and he had extremely chapped lips. I guess he'd gotten sunburned on his lips. Well, that video performed better because so many people commented like, why are your lips so chapped, man? So I don't recommend that people make mistakes intentionally, but if you do make mistakes or if there's something off in your video, it's likely that that'll actually help your video perform better. If you'd like to know what it looks like to work with me and have us produce your YouTube channel, I invite you to click the link below and to schedule a call and to make sure it's a great fit for your business. I'd love to help you become the next YouTube hero. And if you haven't learned my strategy yet, I definitely invite you to watch this video next. It's how to get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube in a day. I share my entire strategy there.